Did you know even as a little girl that education was calling to
Well,
you?
I have similar stories to some other people. My parents were both in education, so when I went to college, I went, oh no, I can't go into education.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with it. So I went into education actually, and I'm in the field of special education.
Uh-huh. And why did you not want to do it? Just because you felt like it was expected of you?
Because I was an adolescent, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's a typical, well, I can't do that.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of gifts did you have as a little girl? What kinds of things, held your interest? And
Well, I've always interested in what we didn't know a lot about. So one of them is scuba diving. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much we don't know. So, everybody goes to college. They have to take 4 1-credit FIED courses. I
Yeah.
took scuba diving because it was like this unmatched world. And then as I got a little older, I thought, okay, well, space is really unknown. So I started watching all of the sci-fi space stuff. And then a friend of me introduced some energy work to me way back in about the 80s.
what kind of work? What was the reason?
The initial stuff was relax, you'll be able to feel better. And so it was a combination of energy work and hatha yoga.
Okay.
And then after taking that, you network with the people that you're with. And I tend to network all the good things in my life. I learn from people all the time. And so I thought, oh, well, maybe I could take this class over here. Ooh, that was interesting. Maybe I can take this one. So I have amassed quite a number of, I would say, wonderful experiences that have raised my vibrational level to where I truly believe my life is much more joyful and happier and peaceful. Now, that doesn't mean I haven't had challenges.
Sure.
Like we all do. I have a little grandson who's got cancer and is on experimental drugs. My house burned down in 2013,
Oh my
totally to
gosh.
the ground and was rebuilt. I mean, they're all things that happen to people.
Right.
Still, because of the work I've learned and continue to do, my response to it is much different rather than victim to, okay, we got to figure out the possibilities and we got to work on it. And that has been the key to me continuing in this. It's a never-ending drive because I truly believe what we are, we attract. We are magnets and we are sending out energy all the time. And what we send out comes to us. Well, my purpose and hope for me and anybody that I work with is to raise that energy signature so that more peace, joy, and love comes into their life and mine. And I get to work with these people.
That's interesting because you say and yours, but that is a principle in the universe, really, that what you send out comes back to you.
Absolutely.
So that is joyful.
It is one of the laws. I mean, it truly is.
Yeah.
It's
So you immediately had a sense of recognition of this, of either its efficacy or its familiarity. What would you say?
first when you're starting out, you're I wonder if I can do it and feel it. You know, you're anything like that is I
I'm
wonder if
still
I can. Yeah, and then you have to learn how to trust yourself.
Yeah.
With, well, is this real? Well, maybe it's real.
Was that
Well,
hard?
I think no. I just there's enough encouragement to say that we are all different. What my feelings are when I'm receiving energy or doing energy is totally different than anybody else's or yours. Because we all have, it's like a taste bud of energy feeling. We're all different, and it's perfect. We're perfect. So once you get a handle on that, and you do it by playing with it, and you do it by using it daily, I consider it similar to brushing my teeth. I want to go out of the house with the highest level of vibration and clarity of all of my energy field that I can, so that what comes to me is of that same signature note. And it gets better and better and better. We control ourselves. You know, you don't change anyone else's behavior. When I'm teaching at St. Thomas, I tell them, you can impact your students' behavior, but you're not in control of it. They're in control of their behavior. You're in control of yours. So that consciousness of intentionally focusing on what I want to attract versus what I don't want to attract. And you focus on, this is what I want to bring in: love, peace, joy, happiness, wonderful people in my life that I can choose to then work with, either in education or energy work. I mean, if that continues to have your focus, there are other things that are there, but they don't run so necessarily towards you in a conscious way.
I was just picturing you as this beautiful little ripple in the pond, and like you may, things go out, and your little ripple may touch somebody else, and it may make them turn around and go, what was that?
Yes, that's what we all are.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. And the ripples that want to engage and merge with each other do. Otherwise, it's a notice. But the more of us that work on our energy, I truly believe our energy signature, and raise that vibration, the better it is for the entire world. I truly believe that. It's like the 100th monkey.
Yeah.
We've got to work to that 100th monkey where there's a shift. Just the difference between the mid-'80s and now, in the shift of people who are aware of energy work, are aware of being balanced. Even yoga is a form of energy practice. That has been just amazing to watch as it filters through. Everybody that knows me knows that I do this, and it's not a big deal. They think it's great.
Tell me about that, because has it always felt that way, or did you have a moment where you thought, no, I really probably shouldn't mention this to that particular person or this employer? Wow.
I also, I let people be involved with what they're doing and what I'm doing. So I say, yeah, this is what I do. This is a piece of what I do. And they go, oh, interesting. And if they want to know more, they engage. If they don't, they go, oh, okay. I've never run into anybody that blatantly said, well, I don't believe in that. But if they didn't, that would be okay. That's where they are now. And it's perfect for them. I was possibly there, I can't imagine, but I possibly was there at one point in time.
Yeah, tell me what you can remember about that transition for you personally.
Initially, what really impacted me once I started working on my own aura, feeling where my aura is, protecting this aura so that it only allows energy that is mutually exclusive to come in, then I started noticing other people's aura as you walk around. And it's fascinating because we're all so creative and different. It's just fascinating to notice. And the people that really are the easiest to take a look at and sort of send energy to them and surround them in some sweet energies are young kids.
Oh.
So you can sit in the airport and you watch a little one going by and you just send them a little love, and all of a sudden they find you. I mean, it's so much fun.
Really?
Yes, it's so much fun.
Can you teach me how to do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very, very easy.
So what kinds of people come to you, and who do you generally work with? People who are just kind of dipping their toe in the water, or people who have been fully immersed for a while?
Yes.
Both.
Yes. I do get a number of people who are interested in the first time, and we talk about it. And then I also work with a number of chiropractors, long distance, a group in Nebraska. We always start with what's going on in you and what do you want to release? Because that's exactly where your higher self is saying, this is a stuck part. Releasing this will increase the vibrational level. So we start with that, and In the beginning, it's just conversations about, well, I felt just fine, nothing, you know. So it's getting them to understand and know and identify what's stuck. And I don't call it wrong, I call it stuck. We all have stuck things, and then we release them.
But they self-identify.
Absolutely.
You're not in the position of sitting across from them and saying, this is your problem.
I can scan you and tell you exactly where your energy is stuck.
Okay.
It's one of the attributes of so many years. It is not my it's an invasion, I believe, sort of to say, oh, this is wrong. I might say, I'm getting a sense, and check it out and say, do you feel anything like that? I always verify it, because it may not be for them to deal with right there.
I see.
We're all in charge of our own evolution and our own raising our vibrational level. We're in charge of that, and it's perfect at the rate we're going. My goal is to help them, and they've got to give permission to shift that. Shift that, whatever is up first on their mind right now. And then we talk about maybe if they can assist in that, where that came from, because we have, you know, past lives, we have ancestors, all this stuff that influence us. And then I let them sit with it. You know, it isn't, okay, schedule it. And it usually comes back in, okay, I'm ready now, because it's their timing, not mine.
So can you identify someone that you've worked with and who you have worked with in the past, and a shift that has occurred? Like a before and after kind of a moment?
One person, a gentleman who was having very, very healthy, exercise oriented, just perfect health, and was just feeling awful, almost like flu symptoms, felt really, really, couldn't sleep 2 or 3 days. Called me and said, got any time? And we're Zooming this now. So everything is done by Zoom now.
For those who are watching, we're in the middle of 2020.
Yes, we're in the middle of 2020. Yes. COVID-19 is a present reality for us. And we worked on identifying that. We did a number of protocols. And because I've had the opportunity to gain all of these different Reiki, Temple Academies, some of them are attunable courses, others, I sort of play around with a number of things and see what works, ask him how it's feeling, and then always check. Do some energy work, check for understanding, and see where we're going next. It's always a tell me what's shifted, tell me if you feel it. I can feel it. I can tell you exactly where it is, and I can see when it's getting lighter. And so he after our time, he goes, okay, I think I feel a whole lot better. And then the next morning he texted me and said, I slept the whole night. I feel 100%. I got up at 5 and did a 2-hour workout, and I thought, good for you. Don't credit me for that one. Good for you.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes.
And that's not an uncommon reaction.
No. My goal is to always have people feel better when we're done. That's my goal. And it's their body that decides how much they release.
Yeah.
I assist.
Right. You're not claiming any responsibility other than as the...
they're in charge. If they don't want to, there are times where you can see sort of things on people, hardware sort of on their chest from some trauma or something, and you just say, I see a little guardedness here. And then you ask, do you want that removed?
Yes.
Some do
really?
not. No, you always ask.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me. Huh. So well, first of all, we just referenced 2020. So why don't we just mention that? Is this a moment that you are seeing great potential in, or is there concern? What's your reaction to all of?
I really see that there's great potential, and it's a vibrational level that I think the Earth is carrying. We're paying attention to a number of things that we need to raise the vibrational level on. And because of the media, because of what's going on in the world, my hope is some of the tragedies that have occurred can pinpoint our all of us around the fact that we need to raise our vibrational level for everyone, because everyone deserves love, everyone deserves peace, and everyone deserves happiness, regardless of your race or color or where you live or your poverty level or your fluency level, whatever.
And I'm betting that by working with you, the vibration rises and that vibration floats all boats. I mean, that's one of the things that I've come to understand, is that by working on yourself, it's not selfish. It's something that is really beneficial, especially in a time like this of great change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What we focus on, we increase. If we focus on this is awful, it's getting worse, we can't do that, we can't possibly, then that's what we're drawing in. We've got to be able to focus on what we want to bring in: abundance, love, happiness, capability, and the assurance we all have the capability.
Now, you're part of the Community for Higher Consciousness, founding member.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yes. Are there any perks with that?
I just been in it a long time. That's the great perk.
So tell me about what meaning does that have in your life, and what meaning does that have for the rest of us? The Community for Higher Consciousness sounds very important.
It is important, and it's a group of what I call like-minded individuals, and we've probably all said that, but we are all there to help each other and support not only our work, but we do large meditation things where we work on a hurricane that's coming in and sending energy to everybody that's impacted with that. I mean, there's global work that we feel honored and responsible to help raise that vibrational signature.
Wow.
So we intentionally set that, and we intentionally have this planned where we get together and work on Monday meditations, and they're not face to face; they're long distance, and we also learn together, which is really, really important, and then spread it out.
Nice. What would you say to somebody who's sitting in a position right now and they happen to on this interview and this doesn't quite make sense to them? It maybe scares them in some way. What would you offer to that person?
Well, just love and light. They're exactly where they need to be.
You're not pushy.
I don't like pushy people in my life.
Yeah. How would the person that they come to see, they make an appointment with you, how would you describe who you are, your heart in the world?
I have a company called You've Got Energy.
Yes.
Yes.
And you do.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I got that. I'm on the CHE website, Community for Higher Consciousness website, or I have a website page. So either way, is a very, very easy way to get a hold of me. And then the first thing we do is chat. What do you need? What are you interested in? Are you interested in working on yourself through appointments? Or I have a number of classes I teach. Are you interested in that? Tell me where you want to start. And then we navigate and network. And if it isn't me, I have a community of people that are in that Community for Higher Consciousness who are extremely talented. They also are a resource. Yeah.
But tell me who they would be meeting. How would you describe yourself, your heart, your energy in the world, and how they would sit down and experience you?
Well, first of all, I'm fun.
Yes, you are.
So
and modest.
Not about being fun. I
No.
love having fun. I work really hard. I work very hard, and I work at fun very hard.
Yeah.
They would meet someone who would initially spend a lot of time getting to know what they want to work on. So we'd start with that, and then we'd begin to play around with where in your body do you think this resides, and what does that look like, and can you think of anything that you might remember that started this feeling? And then from there, we'll take it a couple steps further and see if we can't release it, and then relax and check in.
I just think it's interesting that I ask you to describe yourself, and fun is the sum total. And I think that's awesome, because isn't that really what everybody is looking for, a fun, embodied life?
Yeah,
you know?
it isn't hard work, and it isn't boring work.
Yeah.
Especially because we're dealing with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all about you.
Yeah.